Seriously, I don't care who we're playing today. I'm not doing this video until I finish this donut. Future Kev is off gadding about EGX on his way there right now. Here I am, the mug past Kev, sat here in the garage on a Wednesday night, recording a stupid video with a discount Tesco donut. That man gets all the luck. Hello and welcome to part 28 of the Milan mission. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Fiorentina in the league, and then we have a Europa League match at home against Bromby. Form, since you were last with me, has been weird. Seriously weird. I mean, good, I suppose, with the odd blip. There's a few weird little draws in there that we wouldn't expect. We had the one on the first day of the season we talked about before. We then had a weird little draw against Roma, who aren't a great team. Chievo we drew 0-0 with. We've won other games, so we're still undefeated. So fingers crossed, Fiorentina are better than us. So, and then we went and did this away in Europe. The Europa League is loads of fun. Look at this. We got a Rashford hat-trick, a Barbosa hat-trick. Luan got a goal and a hat-trick of assists. All the other midfield players, apart from Gonçalo, got assists as well. I mean, it was a good day. I mean, the first half belonged to Barbosa, second half belonged to Rashford. They're our two wonder kids, by the way, our two attacking wonder kids. Future's bright. The only problem is, because they're so young, they're still really quite inconsistent. And I can't decide what position to play either of them in. They've both played pretty much everywhere around this four. This is the first time today that Rashford's going to start as the centre forward. When he got that hat-trick, he was actually playing as the playmaker in behind the front two. I played him wide as well. We'll give him a go up front now and see. Barbosa has played a couple of games up front. He's played on either wing. We've even tried him in behind for a little bit. We've got serious flexibility in this squad now. Luan is another one who's played in all four of those positions while we try and find him a spot. Gonçalo played really well in the last game, got 2 goals, so he keeps his spot on the wing. We've got Benzema and Iose sat there on the bench as well. All attacking options are fun, but sometimes we just don't score. It's weird. We've got a game in hand though at the moment. I'm doing this. Oh, it's all a kerfuffle. It's that donut. The sugar's running through my brain. Don't buy discount donuts. You never know why they're still there at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night. How many people have touched him? I've just eaten it. I mean, anything could happen now. So we've got a game in hand on everybody else. A win would put us up to 4th. Are there 4 Champions League spots now? Has the coefficient finally kicked in? Hang about. Hold your horse. Goodness me, there's 4 Champions League spots now. We've sorted the coefficient a year too late. So if we finish 4th again this year, we do go into the Champions League this time round. Well, that's just ridiculous. Why? We made that happen with 2 quarter-final appearances, and Juventus might have got to the final. But still, that's frustrating, isn't it? So the team that we've got to play against Fiorentina and push us up into one of those aforementioned Champions League spots is this one. We've got Timo Horn in goal, George at left back, and then Zuma, Bozoa and Makey making up the rest of our back 4. Bozoa's playing there just because you've got to play him somewhere, and who do you drop out? Danilo and Mauri. All 3 of them are brilliant. Oh, I love it's a great problem to have. Sooner or later, we'll figure out a settled team, but as it stands at the moment, it doesn't matter when we pick up injuries. So Donnarumma's injured, doesn't matter. Who else is injured? There were other injuries as well, but I can't remember who they are or find them. It's a bit weird. Where's Romagnoli? Oh, suspended. I knew there was a reason. There was a real reason Bozoa was back there. So then it's Danilo and Mauri in midfield. We've Gonçalo, Lamar and Gabriel Barbosa in behind Rashford. To my mind, we don't have a striker on the pitch at the moment because Rashford is very much a midfield player, presumably just in game. I think he plays up front in real life, doesn't he? But he seems very much like an attacking midfield player in the game. So I quite like the fact of sort of doing strikerless. But obviously we've got one of them playing as a striker. But when this works well, and it works really well with Luan up front, which is weird because we didn't sign him to play there, but he played in the centre forward role in that game in Europe, and he drops so deep and moves out wide and creates so much space with his movement that the whole of the front four just look like they're rotating all the time, and it's a beautiful thing to watch, and hopefully Rashford can do the same. But you know, just goals will be good. Makey in behind to Barbosa. He tucks it in at the near post. It's already his 5th goal of the season. We're 1-0 up against a team that have been better than us for the last 3 years. That's a good start, isn't it? Only 8 minutes on the clock. And look, lovely football again. Makey, our captain now. I mean, that's just brilliant. And Barbosa has a habit of doing that. He just tucks it in at the near post. He ignores what you... I mean, as kids, we're all told, shoot for the far post, shoot for the far post. He just ignores it every time he goes near post. And more often than not, tucks it in. Which, why don't we shoot for the near post? I understand it's to do with deflections and creating chances for other people if you miss. And Luis Adriano's just scored against us. He's not been able to get into our team for 3 years. We've just sold him for less than £1 million to Fiorentina, who are a better team than us. Inexplicably, he's starting for them. And yes, it took a massive deflection off of Zuma. But 1-0. 1-1, sorry. And he's got... I mean, how are they a better team than us? Look at the trash they've got in their team. Look at the sheer quality that we've got. We need a proper manager. That's the only thing missing from Milan now. We need a good manager who can create a tactic that works for these players. Although, Zuma, did he just make up for his... He did make up for his nonsense. That's already his 2nd of the season. We've started scoring goals from corners, which is a bit weird. Because I've told them to go out there and express themselves and be creative. And for a lot of them, that seems to mean do good corners, isn't it? Which, I'm not gonna complain. My head is buzzing. I don't know if it was that donut. Full disclosure, I did have 2 of them because discount. Or it could be this Starbucks Frappuccino in a bottle that's sending me a little... I mean, probably all the sugar and all the caffeine. My hands are sticky. I feel very uncomfortable. I shouldn't snack whilst I'm setting up for the episode, but sometimes need must. You go to Tesco on the way to your state-of-the-art recording studio, you notice the discount bin, and you see there's a cold coffee and some stale donuts in there, and you just can't help yourself. We've all been there. I think I've got a problem. Shut up. Right. 2-1 at half-time. We'll just leave things as they are. I didn't even look to see how Rashford's playing. We're not getting much possession, but then we don't need it, because when we have the ball, we use it delightfully. Rashford's not playing well at all, is he? Up front, he's just not a striker. I mean, that probably is still our weakness. I know we've got Benzema, but he's getting on a bit now, and he's never really done it consistently for us. Yes, we just spent £50 million on Rashford, but I think he's probably just another one of the midfield 3. So we've got 5 or 6 real top quality players now who can play in those positions. But we don't really have that 20-25 goal a season centre forward. That's probably the missing piece of the jigsaw. Unless Luan does it and just plays almost... I mean, perhaps play him as a false 9? Can you do a false 9 with a playmaker in behind? Or are they getting each other's way? And just create space for Rashford... Not for Rashford, or maybe for Rashford, but for Barbosa coming in off the wing. Because he's our top scorer so far. And we've barely played him up front. Right, let's put Luan up there so you can see how he plays when he's up there, because it is a joy to behold when it works properly. We're going to take Gonçalo off. And yeah, why not bring Bonaventura on? He's not played for ages. He's going to have to play as a winger though, because I'm not taking Barbosa off of inside forward. And I'm not playing 2 inside forwards, because that's crazy talk. Well, I've done it before. I think I did it in my first FM16 save with Spurs. I think we played a system with 2 inside forwards. In fact, that save had a lot of comparisons with this one. We had a really good squad and never finished above 6 because I'm rubbish. So we perhaps don't want to learn too many lessons from that one. Lamar's going to come off in a moment, which probably means you're not going to see Luan play up front for very long, because we'll probably bring on Benzema and switch things around a little bit to... Oh, that was a bit iffy. Oh, right, we need another goal to secure things a little bit here. So obviously, we don't do Italian at all anymore. We're not going to try and defend this 1-goal lead. We're going to try and do something to push on and actually win the game. So actually, I'm going to bring Iose on. He can play. We've played him there a little bit recently. He's getting more game time again in that midfield 3, which we've got a lot of players who can play there now. Perhaps Iose should be the one up front. We've not really given him a chance there yet. It's been the Rashford, Barbosa, Benzema, Luan, I don't think we've started Jose yet, but he has come on quite often to play in the attacking midfield spot, and we are really hanging on at the moment. That's 2 good chances Fiorentina have had right at the death of this match. There's about a minute left. Mauri's going to get himself sent off now. Benefit of the doubt, goodness me. And Timo Horn holds it wonderfully there. And there you go, that is enough. We are 2 points off the top of the league. We are up into that Champions League spot. More importantly, we're only 2 points behind Juventus. And that's crucial. We don't want to let them get away. We say that every year. We really don't want to let them get away from us this year. Right, let's go and play in the Europa League and hopefully score 7 goals again. So it was really fun last time. Right, a few changes for the Bromby game. Hopefully would be good enough just to stroll to victory again. So we're switching back to the same team that we played in the last game in Europe, other than the fact we're bringing Donnarumma in for Horn in goal. I know he's not completely fit, but he hasn't played at all yet this season, so let's get a game under his belt. So Lazar comes in at left back, Romagnoli comes back in at centre back, which allows Bazoa to push forward into midfield. Bertolacci comes in to play alongside him, so we can rest both Mauri and Danilo. Rashford drops back to play as the attacking midfield player, with Lamar dropping to the bench, and Luan does come in to play as the centre forward. Whew, that was a lot of words. Yes, we know Donnarumma's not fit, but yeah, Horn's on the bench. Let the lad have a game. Hopefully, he's not got a whole lot to do if all goes to plan, because we were spectacular in our last game in this tournament, and I can't imagine Bromby are any better than Braga. Surely, Lazar. Oh, I thought we were gonna nab a goal early on. So I'm already thinking, episode's already getting on a bit. I haven't really got time for 7 goals. Might have to cut out all this non-goal stuff and just give you goal. Was that enough to guarantee a 0-0 or a 1-0 defeat? No? You need me to go on? We haven't scored yet. We were 2-0 up by this point against Braga. We were away from home then. Oh, for goodness sake. It's like the game can hear me. I need to turn the microphone off or something. Admittedly, you lot won't be able to hear me, but it's potentially a price worth paying to stop the game from hearing me, because stuff like this, it's just ridiculous. It's the same team that won 7-0 in this competition 2 weeks ago, and now we're 1-0 down at home. I don't understand the world. Right, Rashford to Barbosa, out to Lazar, beats his man, cross back. Oh, see, that would have been a goal against Braga. I mean, it's a fantastic save from their keeper, really. I wonder if Horn would have saved the goal, because he's fully fit and better. Right, Lazar to Bazoa. Look, we're camping out on the edge of their area already, and Luan tucks it away. His 2nd goal of the season. It's a lovely little finish. The attacking players all linking up together perfectly. I mean, look at this. It's just dink, dink, dink. Back heel from Barbosa. Luan's in. Never missing from there. And it's his 2nd goal, and he's only scored for us in the Europa League so far. Remember, this is the guy who was the man of the match in the Champions League final for Liverpool last year, so he's clearly just he's a continental football player. We might just save him for our Europa League campaign and keep him fresh. Let him be a man of the match in the final of this year when we go and win it. Oh, Kurt Zuma's picked up a knock. He's about the only player we don't really have a proper replacement for. I guess we bring Mauri on and drop Bazoa back again, like we did in the league, but it's far from ideal, because Bazoa is our best midfield player. I know I jested before. Who do you drop out of Danilo and Mauri? Well, either of them to get Bazoa into the midfield, because he's that much better than them. The other two are really good, but Bazoa is awesome. And we don't play as well when he's not in midfield. As you saw with his link-up play to create the goal, he tucked the ball through to Barbosa and allowed him to do his cheeky little back heel to put Luan in. But not a lot we can do now. The man's injured and we don't have a centre-back on the bench. It was either drop Bazoa back or bring Camacho on to play at centre-back, and I've never seen him play there. Right, Rashford to Balaci. Luan, Barbosa's in, and that's 2 really good chances Gabriel Barbosa's had today. Has he just decided he's not going to score today? Because, I mean, those 2 clear-cut chances have both fallen to him, and he's a goal machine. You would expect him to tuck them away. He did in the last match in the Europa League, bagging his cheeky little hat-trick. But obviously today he's not feeling it. Right, let's have Bonaventura on. And actually, no. Let's have Lamar on. And that's actually... No, again, Let's have Benzema on. I have a feeling we're going to stick Benzema on up front and move Luan out there. And we'll just see how this works out. In fact, I'm changing it again. I'm fiddling all over the place. Right, you're going to be a playmaker. Benzema, don't worry, you're staying as a complete forward. Rashford, though, attacking midfielder. Let's forget about creating stuff. Just get you up in the box alongside Benzema. We could make you a shadow striker. That's a little too attacking. We don't want to get silly. We're still an Italian team after all. Right, Mauri to Rashford. What's he doing out here? Bertolacci to Makey. The cross is coming in. There is Luan coming in off the wing this time. And it's 2-1. He's having a good game. He loves a bit of European football, this lad. I mean, his last 3 games in Europe, he's probably averaging about a 9.5. 2 for us, 1 for Liverpool. He likes the big game, doesn't he? We need to make sure he's playing when we play the likes of Inter and Juventus, because I guess there's not a hidden attribute for plays well in Europe, but big game player I know is one. So presumably that's what he's doing. He's enjoying playing in the big games. Right, we're taking off Bertolacci. I think we're going to bring on Lamar. Can he play in this deep? Not really, actually. Let's not get silly. We'll bring on Camacho. And just do that. Mr. Tough Tackling. Former captain, but not really good enough to get on the bench anymore. Oh, Rashford's just another European performance. That's his 5th goal of the season now. You all said I overpaid for Rashford. I presume I'm recording this a week in advance, but so what I'd have been commenting because I did overpay for him. But look, there you go. It's only 10.1, well, about £11 million a goal now. Okay, 4 of them have been in the Europa League, so it's only £56 million per league goal now, which is a bargain. I'm sure you'll agree. We'll get out. Don't worry. I'll prove myself right with Rashford. Hold on. Hold your horses. Is that Cozzy and Clay? As in posh reject, Cozzy and Clay. How do I look at their team? I need to. This is going to mean nothing to any of you, but I need to know if that's who that is. I only saw the name at the. It is Cozzy and Clay. Goodness me! Peterborough United reject and South African international Cozzy and Clay. Yeah, that's more appropriate. Free transfer from Posh, and then an £850,000 transfer, and he's playing in Europe. We're in fantasy land, everybody. Oh, look him up, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Right, where were we? We just won a football match, hadn't we? I got distracted. So we're top of our group comfortably. We can probably start rotating even more in Europe from here on in because the Braga and Bromby are both rubbish. I'm not going to show you too many more of these European group games because they're just boring formalities. What we are going to do is try and find some juicy league action for you tomorrow. Actually, there won't be a video tomorrow. I'm at EGX. Future Kev is anyway. Sunday, there'll be some juicy videos for you. Have a day off. Consider it a catch-up day. Come to Birmingham and hang out with old Kev at EGX or just in Birmingham City Centre on the Saturday night. It'll be super duper fun. I think it's tomorrow. Again, where's my calendar? Planning this so far in advance. Things I do for you lot. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.